Hi, my name is Coriander Stoneridge, and this is going to be another weekly forecast, and we're doing the fire signs now. Each layout is going to be a 7-day spread, so it's going to show us basically like an overall arching theme about what to expect from your coming up week. I'm going to also send you with a talisman and an animal helper to help you through these particular parts of your journey. Today for Aries, where we're starting, they get to have Emerald and they get to have the Happy Little Honeybee. This combination says that we're going to be working on relationships, working with love and working with self-care. So this particular week is going to have a lot of ups and downs for you, Aries, because we're going to start in a really high point and end in a really high point, but the middle feels kind of like jagged peaks and valleys, because there's a lot of emotional tension that we're dealing with. So we're starting out our week with the Sun, going into the King of Cups, the Emperor, Six of Cups, the Fool, Three of Wands, and Page of Wands. So we're going to start with the beginning of the week. In the beginning of the week we have our Sun card and we have our King of Cups. So when we start here, it says that we're celebrating a lot, but there's a lot of emotion tied in with this particular form of ups and downs. So it's because we're making emotionally charged decisions. Everything feels super good and we're super confident right now, but I'm not seeing a whole lot of planning ahead, which means that we might be acting a little impulsively because things feel great right now. Doesn't mean they're going to be great in the future. So Aries, continuing forward, you're going to be going into your middle of your week where you're going to have these three guys. We're going to have the Emperor, we're going to have our Six of Cups, and our Fool card. As our middle of our week, when we have an alignment kind of like that with two major arcana, I like to think that life is taking control for a little while and it's going to give you something to deal with. Because it's the Fool and the Emperor, it's kind of making me feel like they're taking control out of your world and giving it to somebody else who might need it for a while. If we were to imagine that these universal energies are all shared by everybody and everyone's kind of taking turns with it, we can kind of look at it as like, it's not your turn to drive, it's your turn to be in the passenger seat to learn and observe. So the recommendations here would be when we're feeling out of our depth to kind of like reunite with loved ones. That's going to be like Skype calls and FaceTime and things like that. Going from those perspectives, from the perspectives of our loved ones, they can give us insights on how to proceed, which might give us that feeling of like we're securing a starting point to know how to start to make a plan. And because of those messages, we feel hopeful at the end of the week with our Page of Wands, bringing hopeful messages of news that we really need to make us feel like we can move forward. So, Aries, your message this week is to work on your relationships, work on a little bit of self-love and loving others. Don't confuse a great time with that's going to be there for the long haul. It's still only temporary. And know that there's going to be kind of like a shift in perspective coming your way. Next we're doing Leo, and Leo, your week ahead is going to be a little bit of a choppy one. We're dealing with more of a loss than a gain this week, so your talismans this time are going to be your rose quartz and your shark medicine. Shark medicine is warning you to be a little bit more aggressive in the things that are important and matter to you, and the rose quartz being there is trying to attract that gentleness to your life, trying to prepare you like in a form of like a buffer. It's like some armor. Your week starts out with Ace of Cups, Ten of Wands, Three of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, Four of Cups, and the Hermit card. So we're starting with new beginnings and joy and contemplation about the future, and ending with retreat to heal. So it makes me think that maybe we're getting ready to make a step that we wouldn't normally do. We're stepping out of our box, we're trying something new, and it's not really going to pan out, unfortunately. Because in the beginning of your week, you're filled with this kind of like, I am ready for anything. And then Monday and Tuesday hit and you're like, just kidding. It's like the bottom fell out completely because you're dealing with a struggle to keep going and suffering a painful loss. But if you take the time in the middle of the week, which is going to be where you're with your Queen of Pentacles and Three of Pentacles, you're going to try to like recover from your mishap by learning the appropriate way to do things and knowing what hoops to jump through and getting the advice from the people who have done it longer than you on what to do, which is going to make you feel a little like you're not ready for it overall, so you're going to feel a little underprepared, like not as confident as you were when you first started. And it's going to make you feel miserable a little bit. Like maybe you're going to take into consideration self-worth and how to deal with depression and fighting against failure, essentially. And my advice to you for a week when you're dealing with a lot of struggle, pain, discomfort, is to not focus on the past, stay away from comparisons, and with your Hermit card saying to retreat, that's going to be your best advice right now. If you make a mistake in this coming week, and understand that you're going to be the one who is hit the hardest by it, not by somebody else being affected by your mistakes. And you're just going to feel it like a huge emotional blow. So your ego, your vitality, your sense of self and purpose are going to be on the lower end, while your hypersensitivity might be like the shark with blood in the water and you think that someone's coming for you. So your week overall, I would say, prepare for something that's going to kind of derail you, understand that it's going to be an emotional, egotistical blow, and that it doesn't hurt you financially, it doesn't hurt your relationships. So try to take into consideration the fact that this is only a you blow. It only hurts you. So retreat, lick your wounds, sit in your cave, be upset for a little while. When you're ready to come back and hang out with everybody else, we're ready for you too. That's kind of your message right now, Leo. Okay, so now we're going to be rounding things off with Sagittarius. And Sagittarius, your talisman is going to be your fire opal, and your medicine is going to be lizard medicine. Lizard medicine tells us to act quickly and to seize opportunity. Fire opal says to follow passion and dignity. So when we see those two things combined, we're being urged to pay attention to what feeds us. Pay attention to what really gets us going, focused, and ready to seize the next part of the day. Is going to be kind of like your medicine through your situations. Because you're starting with the Queen of Cups and ending with the Nine of Wands, starting in a place of loving protection and ending with a place of rest. So we're starting and ending in really great places. It's the middle part where we always get kind of screwy. The middle of our week, which is Monday through Friday, tends to get where the meat of it is. We're doing Queen of Cups, the Death card, Eight of Cups, Seven of Pentacles, the Lord card, Six of Pentacles, and then ending again with the Nine of Wands. So, if we look at your message, the beginning of your week makes us feel like we really want to just leave town. Pack our bags, get out of here, don't deal with this crap anymore. There isn't necessarily saying that there's a catalyst. It's more along the lines of a lack of direction and purpose, as well as feeling like all of the progress that you've been making lately seems to be slowing down and almost stopping. So those feelings definitely compel Sagittarius to want to run away from the situation, definitely want to hide, not want to deal with it, close the curtains, pretend we're not home. Towards the Thursday, Friday, Saturday situation, we start to discover that we've just been manipulated into feeling that particular way by somebody else. It could be society, it could be the news, it could be people we work with, it could be our home environment where it feels like we're being manipulated into a sense of feeling weaker, less powerful, like we need to get out of the situation that we're in because something ominous and dangerous is on its way. The cards don't say that there is something. Yes, the Death card is present, but when we have the Death card present in a ritual, in a reading, what we're asking for is transformation, change, and an ending of a chapter. Yes, the Death card often does symbolize the death of like a family member or someone close to us or whatever, but that change, if that is happening for you, Sagittarius, my condolences for your loss, but realistically this is feeling like a loss of purpose, a loss of drive, motivation. So your reading this week is really focused on identifying where the source of that discomfort and fear is coming from. Nip it in the bud, cut that out, and literally allow yourself the rest to seep in so that you can allow your mind a break. Because us worrying about the shoulda, coulda, wouldas and the what potential threat is coming down the street, we're never going to stop worrying about that if there's always a sense of unease and stress in our lives. Find the source of it, cut it up, get rid of it. Okay, so with our fire signs complete, there is a message that's kind of presenting itself as like a theme as far as like cards that appeared at every reading, messages that were kind of synonymous amongst all of them. I've noticed this focusing on maybe if we just look to our past actions at the brighter, fancier past, with the shoulda, coulda, woulda vibe, seems to be coming through really strong. It's in the past. We can't do anything about it now. We genuinely can't. If you think you can make like reformations, if you can apologize, if you can do better, it's literally in the past. It is something we can no longer touch and interact with anymore, so stop holding on to it like it can change your future. It might not be able to. It's in the past. It's not your present. It's not currently happening. Stop dwelling on the glory days and what if I did this. Stop with the what if, remove what if and maybe out of your vocabulary immediately, and focus your attention and willpower towards something that is feasible, that you can put your hands on, tangible, something that you can obtain. Whether that is a new job, a change in direction in your life by moving out of town, or essentially demanding that you deserve more respect and admiration in your work. That's all of those things you can seize that don't require you to run away, or that, oh, well, if it was just this particular time in my life. No, that particular time in your life is over. Let it the fuck go. Those are my messages for the fire signs this week. That's mostly it. I'm supposed to do an outro, and that's, yeah.